Well, lots of action on the gridiron tonight as Friday Night Football kicks off.
From political sport
yes, I was
to
going to say another kind of
sport.
sport.
Sports director Paul Shahen sits down with Steve Hargis from the Times Free Press to talk about tonight's games.
Welcome back, everyone. Time to welcome back Times Free Press sports editor Stephen Hargis. Fortunate enough to have him join us on such a busy day. And boy, we made it. It is finally here. More importantly, we made it past the whirlwind of the past 2 weeks. How you doing?
Man, tired. Ready for the routine of the actual season to get going, where we know, everything builds up to a Friday. Our staff's been working really hard toward, putting out our high school preview. That's out of the way now. We can just concentrate on the games.
It's time to turn the lights on, line it up, toe to leather, and we're going to start with a big one north of the city, Cleveland at Ray County. When I look at Cleveland, I know they went through a lot of quarterbacks last year, sort of a new offense this year. Ray County doing its normal smash mouth stuff. Yeah,
and Scott Cummings last year, really felt bad for him. I mean, Cleveland went through so many quarterbacks, they basically had to pull a receiver over to play quarterback. Now, those guys have got some experience behind them. Cleveland really is a track team in helmets. I mean, they've got 5 guys who run a 4.5 40 or faster. Ray County thinks this year with Zach Pemberton being at quarterback, coach's son, he can add a little balance. They can throw the ball.
On Sequatchie County and South Pittsburgh. Sequatchie won the opener against South Pittsburgh last year. South Pitt didn't lose another game until the semifinals. This has big time written all over it.
Yeah, this has been a big game in the Valley for the season opener for these teams the last couple of years, and it's been a touchdown decision both times that they played the last 2 years. Sequatchie winning both those to kind of catapult them into big seasons last year. They made a run to the semifinals last year. South Pitt made a run to the semifinals in 1A. I mean, we're going to see what Sequatchie, they lost their entire offensive front, so a lot of questions there. South Pitt, meanwhile, for a 1A team, Vic Rogers said this is the most depth he's ever had in the offensive line.
When you say that, that is scary because we have certainly seen our fair share of South Pittsburgh teams run for, 1,000 yards a game, it feels like?
They think they could make a deep run again in 1A again.
Love those Pirates. Ringgold at Northwest Whitfield as we dive into Georgia now. When I see Northwest Whitfield, I see offense and Luke Shiflett at quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. MTSU bound kid. I mean, dual threat. He can do it all. He's worth the price of admission just to go watch that kid play. And they also have a junior running back coming up, a kid named Sistrick, who could really give them that added dimension that they didn't have last year. You can't just concentrate on what Luke Shiflett's doing, but he alone is well worth going to watch.
All right, let's talk now. Red Bank and Soddy Daisy, sort of a local rivalry, no longer same region at all. But if you look at Red Bank, they had been strong on defense for quite some time. You've been saying this might be the year for some offense at Red Bank.
Yeah, I think Drew Akins is the next big head coach in waiting in our area. He's the offensive coordinator for Red Bank. Took them last year, 2 years ago when he wasn't there, they only scored 20-plus points one time in 11 games. Last year they scored 34 more points 8 times. I mean, he immediately hit the switch, and those guys could score with anybody.
Stephen, thanks so much. You can follow them on Twitter. They'll have a wrap-up overnight and in tomorrow's paper. Join us for FNF later today. Steve, thanks for your time. Guys, back to you.